Hola, hola gente, ¿cómo está todo gente de YouTube? Eh, Bienvenidos otra vez a la parte 5 del Hellblade. Ya vamos de camino a Hell, ya matamos tanto a Surtur como al dios de la ilusión, así que vamos derecho a Hell. Así que vamos a seguir justo donde quedamos en el capítulo anterior. Así que sin mucho más que agregar, vamos a darle nomás. Ok, se supone que al fondo había una luz que era Dillion. No hay ningún monolito por aquí. No. Ok, la espada ya no la tenemos. Se nos rompió nuestra querida espada. Así que... A ver, ¿de dónde sacamos otra? No podemos ir a Hell sin tener algo para combatir. Vamos, Senuas. Esos barcos vikingos. Tiene referencia... Uf, muy buena. Mira sus escudos, por favor.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father's in-bell made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
Ok, estoy claro que este no es el camino, pero estoy viendo que hay.
Senua, there will be times that you will feel alone and exhausted, like a strange little fish swimming against the tides of the big ocean. But have the faith to let go and let the tide carry you away. Because the whole ocean is your home, and it does not ask you to swim against it.
Bien, al menos encontramos una carita. Monolito no hay, parece que no. No se puede ir para allá. Supongo que es por acá. Sí, porque venimos de allá. Ya, vamos.
There he was. The lone figure of a boy. Swordplay under the shade of a tree. She remembers the first time she saw him. To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing, and the world danced with him. The glue lifted. For the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope.
Where is he? He's there. Where is he? He's there, under the tree. You can see him. There he is. Come on, you have to keep
Dillian
going.
Hombre, ese soundtrack que está sonando.
The Northmen tell of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try, but the sword only comes out at Sigmund's touch. His brother-in-law, King Siggeir, wants it, but Sigmund refuses him, so King Siggeir plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Siggeir captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution.
Ok, ese relato nórdico no lo he escuchado, no lo había escuchado, así que no puedo asegurar si de verdad pasó. Bueno, no si es que de verdad pasó, pero sí un relato. No lo había escuchado, voy a buscarlo. Ok, voy a ver qué había allá. Ahí hay una escalera. Vamos por partes. ¿Qué hay acá para empezar? En el capítulo anterior vimos el diseño que le hicieron a Hela, perdón. Y uff, que se ve muy bien. La hija de Loki se ve excelente. Ah,
Death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a servant with honey to smear on Sigmund's face. But to what end? Well, that night, when the she-wolf appears again, you'll never guess what happens.
No, nos dejó ahí. Puta, oh, ya. Voy a buscar el otro para seguir la historia. Hombre, que tiene vuelta esto. Mira.
As the she-wolf licks the sweet honey from Sigmund's face, he bites the wolf's tongue. The she-wolf pulls away, but Sigmund holds on. The chains break, and he is free. After his escape, Sigmund lives like us, hidden in the forest. His enemy, King Siggeir, believing him dead, as his sister plots revenge. And for vengeance to succeed, even the great Sigmund needs help. So she sends her sons to him. But their blood is weak and corrupted, and they're put to death by Sigmund. So his sister hatches a new plan, one that is cold of heart and pure of blood.
Ok, la historia se pone buena. Hay que saber buscarlo, ¿ah? Están por aquí esparcidos. Voy a creer que no hay otro por acá. Sigamos.
Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
Sigmund's sister trades shapes with a sorceress, and in disguise, she lies with her own brother. She gives birth to a son named Sinfjotli. After a time, she sends him to the forest to Sigmund. He tests the boy and finds him strong and fearless, and so they go to take their vengeance on King Siggeir. But luck is not on their side. They're captured, and Siggeir has them buried alive.
Oye, hombre. Tanto insecto para nada.
No, it's a trick. It's an illusion. It's not real. Different. You want to believe it's real, but it's a trick. You're deluded. Where are you going? Where is she going? What is she following? You can't even fight. It's just deception.
Qué bonito paisaje.
How does he so effortlessly court the world of bliss? If only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew and dance with it, just like he does.
Qué bonito. Qué bonito.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one.
Well, I watched you, and
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
me?
I'm Dillian. I'm here for the warrior trials. Come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who is supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are.
You killed him.
But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy you.
They won't stop me. I can still feel it.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here.
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here.
No.
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up! Dillian? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
Oh, muy perturbada esta Senua. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué es esto? Ok, no sé. Supongo que se va a activar después. Esto es lo mismo. Sí. Ok, escuchemos la parte final de la historia.
As Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried alive, Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound. Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound and set fire to Siggeir's hall. The king burns to death. Sigmund calls to his sister to come out, so that she may live and be honored. She does come out, but only to tell him the truth. That she had slept with him, her brother, to beget a strong avenger. I am not fit to live, she says, and walks back into the fire. Strike vengeance from your heart, Senua. as there is always a heavy price to pay.
Wow. Buena historia. Tuvo de todo. ¿Qué hay por aquí? Ok.
Take it. A sword. Take it. Dillian left it for you. Take it. Take it. Take it. It's a trick. It's a trick. It's ending. It's coming from there and there. What are they? Look. Where's it coming from? She started something.
What's happening?
Senua, imagine a sword that can slay gods. Its name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gramr by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the Tree of Death will take you to new lands where you will face the trials.
Go to the shards. Go to the shard. Go to the shards. What's the shard? Find it.
It's the metal runestones.
It's in front of
Ok, veamos qué son las pruebas.
you. Find it. The runes. Where is it? Find it. There it is. Focus. Where's the shard? Focus. Focus. Use your eyes. Look.
Get closer.
What can you see? Go to it.
It's not safe.
A king in the north forced the dwarves to make a sword that would never fail and never rust, and that would slice through iron and stone and bring victory to its bearer. But the angry dwarves cursed it. It would be the death of a man every time it was drawn, and it would be the death of the king. Let me tell you about the sword Tyrving.
I don't recognize this place. Where are we? Where is she?
It feels wrong. Where are we now? Burial mound. So strange that we go to such lengths to bury death. Something so very ordinary, inevitable. It's as if we conspire to hide death, because we have no answer for it. But when it comes, and forces itself onto our friends or loved ones, then comes the reckoning.
Dead in the air. You can feel the dead. Do this. Turn back.
Ok, no sé dónde hay que ir. No sé mucho lo que hay que hacer, así que empezaremos yendo por aquí.
Senua, you remind me of a story that the Northmen tell about a young woman warrior.
Ok,
Her
otra
name
historia.
is Herver, the daughter of a berserker, born after he was killed. She's a wild, willful child who teaches herself to fight with weapons. When she learns where her father is buried, her only desire is to reclaim the treasure buried with him, but above all, the sword, Tyrving.
Ok, y otra historia, y empezó bastante buena, así que espero encontrar las otras partes para ver cómo sigue. Ok, esta es una casa, claro, está muy bien representada la casa de la era de los vikingos, está, bueno, de los nórdicos, qué bonito. Ya, antes de entrar a la casa, lo vamos a dejarlo hasta acá. Dentro del próximo capítulo ya vamos a ver qué hay dentro. Supongo que la espada, así que bueno, veremos eso en el capítulo que sigue. Así que suscríbanse, denle un like si les gustó. Esto se hace con mucho cariño. Así que nos estamos viendo en la siguiente. Chao, chao.